Let me ask people this. Who's been responsible the most for taking the most liberties and freedoms away? Now, before the Democrats, because they're, just crazy, like impulsive, would say, Trump! No, that would be ridiculous. But it's not so much about a president. I'm talking about industry. Who has been the most help, whether it's to the government or not, or they just help themselves, that has violated so many of your rights? Well, first, you could say healthcare. Not the people at the bedside, but the system itself. Again, nurses will be majorly fined and could go to jail for any slight HIPAA violation. We're constantly told about it. Yet these cyber attacks happen to hospitals and they're never held accountable for anything. And it doesn't matter because when all you do is hold them accountable for money, they don't care. It means nothing to them because they have so much of it. So that's why they don't ever improve and their moral decay gets worse. But they are responsible for most Americans in this country because of how many hospitals have been hit with cyber attacks. Well, that your data, your most precious data, your social security number, your date of birth, your checking account, your health records have all been basically handed over while the hospital systems have said that, well, it wasn't our fault. We were attacked. Well, maybe if you weren't so invested in tech, huh? Because we didn't have these kind of breaches before Silicon Valley and corporate healthcare got in bed together. Then let's look at the banking system because I guess I'm not the only one that's experienced this because someone was telling me at work that she had this alert on her phone that somebody was making some subscription, like, an $11 payment, Amazon, something like that, and it wasn't hers. But in order for her to fix it, she would have had to go without a debit card for like 2 weeks. I mean, talk about the banks and tech being aligned. And yet, do you know how many things on my checking account that I have tried to tell Chase? This is not mine. Take it off. But no, for them to take it off, you know what they tell you? Well, then you need to get a new card. And that's fine. That's fine if that's what you want me to do. But I should have a right to, no, take it off. I shouldn't have to jump through your hoops. There's a reason they do this, okay? Because again, Chase is the same way. You're going to have to go 2 weeks without a debit card. Well, a lot of people cannot do that. It's tied to the, so my point is that if Chase wants to allow that nonsense to happen because they too are getting in bed with tech, and then all of a sudden we have these small unknown charges, $2 here, $3 here, $11 here, and I can't just go into the bank and start into the app and say, look, we need to remove this. No, they make me, the person that is being stolen from, jump through all of these hoops. Like, how just is that? And really, it's to get you to this point where it's like, forget it, it's not going to change. Because I've done that before. And then next month, there's just still all these unknown small amounts. All of that is because of tech, because of banks, because of hospitals, and they're being in bed with tech. These are all the people that have made the hardships harder for you and I. Because seriously, how hard is it to say, I'm sorry, Chase, you will need to remove this from my account, and if they want to come after me, then they can. But no, what does the bank do? They serve the very people that are taking from you, stealing from you. And then they make it hard for you so that you will just accept that you're being stolen from. Yeah, so this girl, it was one account, but she, she her bank was different, but she's like, I can't. I mean, if you can give me a card today, and they used to be able to do that. That's what I'm saying. Like, the banks decided to suddenly get rid of that process where they could issue you a new card in one day. Why? because they want to make it difficult for you so that you will accept that, well, you're going to have, you know, $10, $20 a month coming out of your account. And it wasn't your doing, but because Chase wants to make the person that's being stolen from make it more difficult for us. It is all of their ways of letting us know, first, what they think of us, second, that they have no moral compass, and third, that they're more interested in supporting terrorism, that terrorists that attack cyber-wise, or just terrorists in general. I mean, you know, many of these people, of course, did support Hamas. Not a surprise there. So do you see it? It is these biggest industries that are stealing from us, are hateful to our country, are hateful to our people, and they destroy the country because their disease spreads to other people. We never had cyber attacks in the healthcare system, and I'm talking about when we had computer charting. These cyber attacks have increased to where almost every American has had your health records stolen, and you have no idea. And what do you get for that nonsense, that incompetence by the hospitals, by all the people that never seem to have to take responsibilities for their poor decision making? Well, you're told that, oh, well, you get a free credit score for a month. Whoa, thanks. But you broke HIPAA because you didn't keep yourself secure enough. So it's okay for you to break millions of people's HIPAA violations, corporate and AI, but the rest of us little people will be put in our place if we even utter anything close to something that they deem as a HIPAA violation, and we don't. But we go through so much training while we have to sit and watch the hypocrites of the healthcare system and the hypocrites of the IT and tech system just continue to screw us over. They hate you. They do. Because you'd have to hate Americans to do what Chase Bank does, to do what, this girl's bank was like Liberty something. It was a small bank. This is what you do to people that you hate. So why are you in this country? You may say because you're an American, but you're really not. You make everything harder on the people that have the least. The hospital does it to their employees. It's at the corporate level, I mean. The banks do it to the people that are stealing. Instead of the banks being hard on the people that are stealing from the person being stolen from, no, instead the banks like Chase decide, no, I'm going to make it harder on the very person that was stolen from. Well, you're the people that effed up, right? So why should you be made to issue me a new card that very same day? And I should not. This is what I hate. If I'm telling Chase, look, this is my bank account. I'm telling you I want this charge removed. I did not approve it. They make you go through all these steps and then say we won't remove it unless you decide you'll get rid of your card. Do you see what they're doing? Because they know most people need their card. Then they won't issue you one right away. So these people hate you. They hate our country. Their fruits show they do. And the reason they have wanted to make people terrified of AI is because they have reason to be terrified of AI. They have spent their entire careers and personal life just benefiting off of all of their lies and their deceit in every single way, whether at the top of the corporate chain of healthcare, IT and tech, the banking system. And ultimately, the beast that they created, at least tech did, will be the very beast that when it is unregulated, will take every one of you corporate people down, and you all know it. And you hate it because you can't buy off AI, you can't control AI, and you can't influence or intimidate AI. Tick-tock.